Hi guys, welcome back to the Debater. So this is our weekly review and breakdown of season 3 of Only Murderers in the Building. Unfortunately, Emily sends her apologies for not joining today for the review, but she will return next week for the final episode. So today's review is episode 9:30. So we're gonna get straight to it. But before we start, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below, guys, on your thoughts and theories. We love reading them. And yeah, let's get straight to it. So the beginning scene was a bit weird. I'm used to having like weird dreams and that, but that scene with Charles and Oliver's head on baby bodies was a bit too far. But yeah, we later see that Oliver is all right. Thankfully, he's not dead from another heart attack. He's all good. And it's really great to see the trio back together again, still working on the case. So in the beginning of the season, I think we all had our suspicions on Loretta, but now we all know that she's not the killer because she gave herself up for Dickie, who we thought was a killer, but isn't. So she's innocent and now the gang needs to prove it. So when they were talking to Dickie, he said that he covered up the poison in Ben's system without realizing there was actually poison in it because he was trying to cover up something else. So at first, I was thinking Ben was using drugs. Maybe he was a drug user or he was drinking. And that wouldn't be uncommon since a lot of actors would drink or use drugs, like during their celebrity time. And so the guy checked out the place where Ben was meant to go for drugs and was meant to meet some sex workers, but it turns out to be a fabric shop. And turns out that the sex workers were actually sewing machine workers. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock, unless Ben is into older women. No, yeah, who knows? We know in the past, and we've seen it in the past scenes, that Ben was an asshole to literally everyone. But after realizing that he was actually making the napkins, like actually by his own hand, was a nice gesture actually, and it was actually quite sweet. And that later made the later scenes sadder. So later on, we take a dip back in the past 30 minutes before opening night, where Ben was actually having a shitty time. But I like that Charles, Oliver, and Mabel were there watching the past moments happening. And we see Loretta helping Dickie to leave Ben as his manager, and Ben accidentally finds out. Well, not accidentally, but you know what I mean. And it looks a bit heartbreaking for Ben, and I do feel a little bit sorry for him. But I was still on Dickie's side because I understand he had to deal with his shit over the last couple of years and had to deal with basically a spoiled prick. And then we see Ben sort of harassing Loretta, which he had no right to. And then we see Charles punching Ben. He did kind of deserve it. Not everyone was mean to him. Like Cliff, Donna, and Tobert were okay to him. Meanwhile, the trio was sorting out the timeline of the 30 minutes. And then we actually find out that it was Mabel's birthday and she's 30? Oh, because besides 30 minutes before opening night, is actually her 30th birthday, which I'm quite surprised actually, because Selena looks pretty young. Like I thought she was only in the like mid-20s or like 27, I think. Still looking pretty good. And then we get to see Howard connecting the right paper strips together, like he was trying to do in the last episode, after a long time with everything blowing away, literally. That was a bit funny, to be honest. But he actually finds the right strips and put together a piece of paper. And Oliver discovers that the shredded paper was actually the review from his original play, like before it became a musical, realizing that someone tore up the review to protect the show. And they were definitely on the right track for sure. And then we get to see a sweet moment of the guy singing a happy birthday to Mabel, and they put a candle on a tub of hummus. I think it's hummus. I'm not sure they were dipping Chris into it. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know down in the comments. But after hearing Oliver's sexy talk to the dip or the food, the hummus. Mabel finds out what really happened in Ben's room, where he was meant to be alone but was talking to someone, but we don't know. And we later find out that he was actually talking to a cookie. I guess a lot of people are really into sexy talk when it comes to food. I mean, I don't know, but sure. It was weird and a bit disturbing seeing a close-up of Ben chewing on the food. I just couldn't watch it. It was just a bit and then Ben goes into a complete meltdown, and we actually see him write the words effing pig on the mirror, and it was actually him the whole time. And I actually felt bad for Ben. Like at that moment, like we don't see a lot of like not like the antagonists, but like some of like the people who really can't stand actually realize who they really were to everyone, that they were like horrible people. And I had this small theory that Ben was actually so depressed at that moment that perhaps he decided to drink some rat poison as a suicide attempt. I mean, that would have been a great twist, to be honest. And then we later get to the truth, where we actually have discovered who it could really, like, who the killer really is. And I was this close to saying I was right from the beginning, but not really. No, not really, guys. So we learned that Donna sprinkled some rat poison onto Ben's cookie, and she shredded the paper to protect her son. So last episode, I did mention that Donna did sound a bit suspicious when she said a mother would do anything to protect her son. So now we know it was Donna that poisoned Ben. And later on, we finally get to see Mabel in a wedding dress, which I really thought she was going to get married or do something else, but this was way better. And plus, Selena looks beautiful in that dress. And Oliver and Charles wore tux just for the sake of it. Oh, and I love that part where Charles said to the officer, "We're the fathers of the bride." I love that reference to the father of the bride, because it was in it. It was a clever reference. So they raced to the court to start Loretta's trial, and once they were there, they also found Donna there, and as Oliver put it, effing F. I couldn't put it better myself. For my theories, we now know that Donna poisoned Ben, but we still don't know who pushed him down the elevator. I'm sticking with my original theory that it could be Cliff, maybe because Ben found out that Donna tried to poison him and Cliff pushed him to protect his mother. Would make sense, they got a very close and weird motherly son bond. Yeah, let's not get back into that. We haven't seen Tobert in a while. I mean, in the present, not in the past. So there might be a chance it could be him as a new plot twist. I'm not sure what his motives could be, but it could be that he was getting a chance to film something great with Ben, and now Ben's ruined it. It kind of makes sense. I hope he's not the killer, because I still want him and Mabel to get together for real. And now that Charles has Joy's dress, we might see Joy again in the final episode to pick up her dress, and hopefully Charles could give her a proper apology. I'm hoping we could see some familiar faces for the final, like some people we haven't seen in a while, and maybe we can give them a proper goodbye as well. For next week's episode, on episode 10, the final episode of season 3, opening night, where Charles, Mabel, and Oliver race to entrap the killer on opening night. As the musical thrills its Broadway audience, the trio brave further twists and turns from behind, above, and all around the stage. So that's going to sound quite interesting. And I mentioned this before, a couple of episodes back, that I wanted a bit of a chase, or maybe a bit of a thrill, like a little action sequence. And I think we're going to get that next week, so it's quite exciting. Just a bit sad that it's going to be the final episode. I wouldn't say this gave a lot. I think this episode just really clarified and cleared up some questions we've been having for during the whole season. And yeah, so I think there is going to be another big plot twist that's still ahead of us around the corner. So yeah, it's quite exciting, but also a bit sad. I don't want this show to end. It's I don't think they're going to do a season 4. So that's my review today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week. But before you leave, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Again, leave your theories and thoughts on today's episode and what your theories are for next week. We love reading them, guys. Keep going, and yeah, check out our website. Has information about the team and some of our videos we've done in the past. You could check out all of them on our channel. If you missed one of our episodes of Only Murders in Building, they'll still be on our channel. You can check them out. And we've done other reviews on television shows, films. We've also done games, pranks, a whole lot. Check them all out, guys. I'm not going to list them down. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We will update and post some of our weekly tweets on the episode. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you next week for the series finale. Bye.